welcome everybody. It's Rose Smith here from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks for joining me for the Aries September horoscope. What a busy month we have coming up for everybody. Your chart is just alive with so many things. So to start the month off, we have a very creative and spiritual energy which is called a yod, or the finger of God. I'll talk about that in a moment. Venus is going into Virgo and Libra, and Mercury turns retrograde on the 9th of September until the 3rd of October, and that's also in Virgo and Libra as well. And Uranus is turning retrograde from 24th of the month until the 22nd of January 2023. This is not unusual, and it's in the background because it's a transpersonal planet. You may not even feel it, to be quite honest, but it could suggest that there's just some sort of slowdown or things become more internalized. It is in your money zone, so it is something to watch. That could be some sort of unexpected thing happen with money, but retrograde, it's sort of up in the air as to the possible interpretations. Alrighty, so just to briefly let you know what I do, I like to draw two cards as theme cards for the month for you, because they usually work in really well with the horoscope. And if you are new, subscribe and be live and hit that notification bell too. Alrighty, let's go to the board and have a look at these cards now. Okay, so some of the wonderful things that are happening. There's that yod I was talking about, the two quincunxes, and also a sextile here involving Pluto and Neptune and Venus. So a very spiritual energy that's flowing into your house of creativity, and also perhaps romance, the world of the child. See, this is Venus here, and it's what's called the focal point. So you could really have some beautiful creative things coming along. You might feel really inspired about something. The other thing, which is very unusual, but it's only happening for a few hours, is that you've got this thing called a Grand Cross. And because this is set for the 1st of September and the moon travels very fast, it's only a matter of hours that this is going to exist for. It's not going to last very long, but it could be a tense time with emotions coming up between the moon in your house of intimacy or shared resources, Saturn, who often rules over, or who does rule over, governments, structure, stability, and Uranus, unexpected, volatile things. Sometimes they're positive, sometimes not. And Venus here again. So, just the first day, perhaps be a little bit cautious. It's not a time for risk-taking on the first day of the month, basically. The finger of God, the Grand Cross for a few hours, Venus going into Virgo here, and then into your house of significant partnerships, Libra, and Mercury retrograde, and also Uranus here. Okay, so that's sort of like your overview, but let's have a look at these cards first and see what they have to tell us. So the first card can be the first half of the month if you like, or you can take both cards in conjunction, and we're coming up with this one. Okay, Six of Swords. You might have felt a little bit stressed, or perhaps some sort of tension in some way. This suggests that you're moving away from a stressful situation. Maybe you don't know where you're going. It's quite possible. Many of us don't. But it does suggest that things are going to improve. It's like a smooth passage away from difficulties. Okay, so that's fabulous. And I love this blue and green together, which is my theme for today, blue and green. Okay, aqua, which hence the nails. Okay, so the second half of the month, let's see what comes out for you. Awesome Aries. Okay, closing my eyes. What do I see? Second half of the month, money. I see money. I see cash register opening up. It's just full of, what do they call them in America? Greenbacks. Greenbacks, which, because the money's sort of a green-grey colour there. We have, in Australia, our money's all different colours depending on the denomination. But there, doesn't matter if you got a $100 bill or a $1 bill, they're the same colour, which is always interesting. Okay, so yeah, it could be something to do with how you spend your money. You know, money is your focus, what you value, the things that you value. You do have this North Node and also Uranus here in your house of what you value, so money, and also your possessions as well, and this Grand Cross is part of that. But even after the first day of the month, you'll still have this T-square, the sort of second half down the bottom here between Saturn, Uranus and Venus. So you'll still have that T-square there. So that could bring up some stressful things about money. The card that comes up is the Justice card. Okay, so know that whatever's going on with your money supply, justice will be done. This is karmic justice, so it's natural law, L-O-R-E, rather than human law, L-A-W. It's important to listen to your intuition. You'll see here she's got an owl on her shoulder. Sorry, that's Jupiter barking in the background. A leaf must have fallen off a tree or something like that. She's got a sword here because she has to make a few decisions and she has to weigh up the evidence in front of her, and all of this red means taking action. So if you do have a legal matter per chance, it could be that you get some sort of movement, some sort of offer, that it proceeds in some way, and you may have to have a decision made, or you may need to make a decision. I'll get that right. Okay, so they're your two cards. Now, let's make this a bit bigger. Where are we? There we go. And you'll be able to see more easily. Okay, so that one goes there, because we may well refer to this in the month. Somebody must have come to the house, because they wait until I do the live streams before they come, because that's how it always works out. All right, awesome, Aries. Now, your horoscope in depth, 1st of September to the 5th of September, your ruler Mercury Mercury is trining your ruler Mars. Okay, this means that it's a great time to, speak out and assert your needs and desires, okay, into the outside world. You're likely to be more sharp, clear and decisive at this point, okay, because it's like a sword. You just cut through and get to the core of the matter. It's not a great time to be sitting around doing nothing. You'll probably want to be doing stuff, and you could be looking for challenging intellectual activities and try to fix up some difficult problems or something that's been hanging around for a while. You'll probably come up with some brilliant brainwave and be able to fix it. 3rd of September to the 28th of September, Venus moves into your 6th house here. This is beautiful this is great for your health. You could feel much better. Your sense of well-being is improved. Or it's great if you're working, you're going out of the house and working with other people, because there's more of a cooperative attitude, and you're likely to be quite receptive to other people's ideas. You could play the role of a peacemaker or perhaps even a matchmaker. The only sort of possible downside, if you can call it that, which it's not really, it's just that you don't really feel like working too hard, and maybe you're thinking about going on a break for the weekend or, some sort of trip. Okay, you could also make your place of work more beautiful, or you could meet a beautiful person through your work. The 4th of September to the 8th of September sees Mars squaring the Sun. Okay, so for these 4 days in that period where Venus is making everything smooth, the sun and Mars are actually stirring things up. So you could be more aggressive or hot-tempered now, so do watch that. Watch for irritability and impatience especially. incidents and accidents, okay, because sometimes, see, what Mars does is it pushes you into the future and you're not really staying present with what you're doing at the moment. And if your mind's on something else in the future, then that's when, you know, there might be some sort of accident. I've been a shocker for this in my lifetime. I wish I had have realised when I was much younger, it's not a good idea to push to get things done, especially when Mars is there at play, because, you know, and especially with knives, be very careful with knives when this is going on, because you can easily cut yourself. And the position I've got Mars in my chart means that, yeah, I have cut myself a fair bit. So, yeah, do watch for that. 9th of September, the full moon is in Pisces here in your 12th house with Neptune. So this is fabulous. You need some time out perhaps, or some privacy. It's fabulous for your spiritual life. Pay attention to your dreams and the small little flashes you may have in the daytime. Really pay attention to what's going on in your head, because upstairs is trying to give you some sort of spiritual message. And do avoid, if you can, distractions such as devices, TV and other people, okay, because it's time to rejuvenate yourself in private now. 29th of August to the 16th of September, Jupiter is opposition Mercury, which is retrograde from the 9th of September. Okay, so normally you'd want to be talkative and fairly optimistic and outgoing, but something might be holding you back now. You might find you're having a lot of internal conversations, mulling things over in your mind, but not necessarily speaking about them. It's not the best time for travelling with Mercury retrograde, of course, because often there's glitches or there's delays. If you have multiple legs in your itinerary, then it can all kick on and then you end up missing your plane because the first plane was late or something like that. Be cautious about public speaking and advertising as well, or anything where you've got large-scale distribution with communications. It's not the best time to sign a contract now, because you'll probably go back and change your mind or something happens and it's not what you thought. You can sign it, but maybe get somebody else to put their eyes over the contract, you know, because there might just be something there that you didn't anticipate. You might find that you become more reflective and, you know, things are going on in your mind rather than talking. I mentioned that before. You might have a lot of enthusiasm and also optimism to do stuff, but you could be a little bit unrealistic at the moment, okay, because your ideas needed to be grounded in physical reality, and that's not always easy, especially when Mercury is retrograde. 13th of September to the 16th of September, Mercury trines your ruler Mars. Okay, so it is retrograde here. Be careful if you're asserting your own needs and desires, that you do so in a velvet glove, because it might be that you're a little bit too forceful. Mars has a lot of power, and sometimes it can come out in your voice and you don't realise it and you don't even intend it, but people feel this power and then they get a bit of a shock. That's happened to me a few times. I see the look on their face. I think, what did I just say? It wasn't so much what I said, it was the force that it came out with. That's Mars having fun. So you could be misunderstood, so just watch for that. At that time, Sun is opposition Neptune from the 15th to the 18th. This is also a time, see this middle of the month, it's not a good time to go out and do stuff just at this time, because your immune system could be a little bit weaker, especially with Neptune, you know, it rules over viruses and infections. So, you know, it's a great time to stay home, basically. You might be inclined to withdraw rather than going out and dealing with things in the outside world. There could be confusion, vagueness, or even misrepresentation in relationships. Do watch if you're making any sort of commitment at this time. Later on, you'll see much more clearly and realistically. From the 16th to the 21st, Mars, your ruler, sextiles Chiron. This is fabulous because it brings a lot of vitality and inspiration. You're likely to have a more positive frame of mind now, especially after all that you just went through with Mars. And you can find innovative solutions to most problems. You'll probably think up some brilliant new ideas and pioneer new approaches by taking assertive action. You could work out, any sort of obstacle or problem that has been there. You could figure out a way to deal with it. And you could have interests in activities to do with healing or some sort of physical regeneration or inner healing. 21st of September to the 23rd of October, Sun moves into Libra here in your 7th house here, and you can make a strong statement to the world about who you are. Your presence is likely to have quite a noticeable effect on other people now, and so you can make a great impression on others. You probably feel more vital and confident as well. 23rd of September to the 10th of October, Mercury retrograde in your 6th house here. And this suggests that thinking, reading and improving your work is or your health is on your mind, but there could be some sort of delay in actually putting that into practice. There could be a lot of work discussions about a new technique or some sort of procedure. But yeah, there could be frustrations with it. So it might not happen overnight, but yeah, keep at it and you'll get there. Take a deep breath and proceed. 25th of September to the 28th, Mercury retrograde trines Pluto, bringing a great depth to your conversations. Just watch that you don't reveal secrets. People could actually be telling you very intimate details on private matters. And you could find yourself asking very penetrating questions. Maybe you think that question is not penetrating, but it cuts right to the core, okay? It cuts right down to the core of matters. And it's like you're probably not looking for superficial answers. It is a great time to investigate a complex problem or a mystery. It's a great time when things can turn up. Something you thought that was lost or hidden can come back into your life now. The 25th of September sees a new moon here in your 7th house of important relationships, whether that be personal or business. So it could be a husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, or a business partner, or maybe even a very close friend that you've got some sort of business dealings with. These relationships can be rejuvenated now. It's a time of new beginnings around these relationships. Also to do with legalities. If you have any sort of legality, there's some sort of new opportunity or offer or news that comes up about it, so it can proceed further. Okay. Then we have 27th to the 22nd of October, Venus moves into your 7th house as well, which is fabulous for committed relationships, and there's likely to be a lot of care, warmth and affection flowing in these relationships, and all, generally with Venus, all relationships improve, so that's good news. 28th of September to the 5th of October, Mercury retrograde opposition Neptune. This is really not a good time to sign a contract at this moment, okay? Remember this card here, legalities. Does seem to be a fair bit pointing to legalities this month, actually. So just keep that in mind. Communication with others could be misunderstood, or there could be some sort of deceptive practice there, or misrepresentation. Your thinking is likely to be a bit gullible or fuzzy now, and watch for gullibility. If you can wait, you're likely to see the truth later on. Your imagination is very active, so it is a great time for, writing fantasy novels and things like that. 29th of September to the 5th of October, ruler Mars trines Saturn. This gives you excellent concentration. You're likely to be very serious about your work. You can focus on accomplishments in the physical world. You can avoid distractions now. You can tackle difficult problems or disagreeable tasks. And work that normally frustrates you, you'll be able to manage it. You're more patient and you have the ability to do painstaking work. Okay, you've got more self-control and self-discipline than usual, and so you're likely to get positive results in the long term. 12th of September to the 1st of December, Saturn squares the moon. Okay, so I'm going through this this year as well, and yeah, it's like there's something around the home that could give you a nasty shock. And I had just had an ant problem because we've had so many floods here, and there's more floods coming. The ants are all moving inside my house, so I had to get the pest control guy, and I was really worried because I thought they were termites, because Queensland has a really bad problem with termites, but no, they were just ants. But it gave me quite a fright. Yeah, so it could be something basic like that, or maybe you do. It's not the best time for renovations if you can avoid renovations now in your home, because things might go wrong. There could be some sort of issue that requires urgent attention. Maybe there's a plumbing problem or a leak in your roof or something. Obviously you'll have to fix that. But if you're just trying to beautify and there's no reason to do it immediately, I wouldn't be doing it in this time period. There could be, it's a time when weak links in your life are likely to show up. And part of it is that things have served their purpose. So you might have been putting off doing a renovation because you didn't want to spend the money or whatever, but the area has served its purpose and it is time to move on. Fix it or renew it in some way, tear it out and renew it. And so you've got to make some decisions about that. It is a great time to start new habits and get rid of old things from the past that don't serve you. Things like addictions or anything that doesn't serve your highest good. All right, so that's it, everybody. I hope this is useful for you. Thanks for watching today, and if you are new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell. Have an awesome month, Aries. You will. Lots of exciting things for you. Okay, I'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website, absolutesoulsecrets.com, for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.